The light of a star. Space is cold and dark, kind of like the world, my mama used to say. She would look up to the heavens at night and see the hatred of mankind in the gloom of the sky. She told me that the only thing that can block out the cold darkness of space, the only thing that can bring light to this cruel world, are the scattered stars lighting up a bright and hopeful future. I remember she would tell me stories of how the world should be, what the world would be like if we were all free. The stories always seemed to end with our freedom, showing our bright smiles far away from the plantation. No more scrapes and scars from picking cotton out of the field. No more burns from cooking a dinner where all we would receive was the cold, hard leftovers. No more tears at night from the hopeless effort to escape this hell we were in. If only we were free, my mama would say. If only we were like the stars. She told me the stars were free to shine wherever they wanted and would brighten everything around them. The stars represented a deeper meaning to her. They represented a world where people were not necessarily equal, but were all free. The stars provided hope for a better and brighter future. That hope gave her and I strong minds, not in knowledge, but in dreams. Mama always told me to dream big, because once a dream becomes reality, the sky becomes a little bit brighter at night. Look up at the sky, Rebecca. What do you see? She picked me up and lifted me towards the night sky. I see stars, Mama. I reached out and pointed to the brightest star I could. That's right, sweetie. And what do you see around those stars? Nothing. It's too dark. So if those stars are really far away, how can we see them if it's too dark? I thought for a moment. I was very young at the time and not educated in much, but I knew a lot about the stars from cleaning Master John's study so many times. His work was based on the studies of space. Although I could not read or write, I learned from glancing at his pictures and drawings of his research that stars were big and bright, but only looked small because they were far away. Mama used to tell me that their light cuts through the darkness, like slicing a freshly picked tomato after hours of hard work. That they are warm like the feeling of her company next to me on cold, stormy nights. No wonder they gave her hope. Even with a life like ours, not even Master John could shield her light. We can see him 'cause light kills the dark, I said. Like the candle in our room. It kills the monsters that live in the dark. And do you know what I see when I look up at the sky at night, Rebecca? The stars, Mama. You see the stars at night. She held me tight in her arms and shook her head, and with a gentle smile she said, No, sweet baby, I see you. You are my star. You are the one that shines bright at night, the one that dreams as big as a star. Your light flies through the sky and kills the darkness. I didn't understand what she meant until I was older and she was gone. She died to the striking of Master John's whip when I was only 7 years old. That day changed me. All of what she said came back to me in a flood of understanding. As I watched her suffer, I knew what she meant, what she'd been saying for so long. I saw the darkness in Master John's eyes, and the tension of his veins with every crack of that whip as he struck her down. The cold darkness was flowing through him like dirt in a stream. The light from her eyes drained as she fell to the ground dead before me that day. Everything she had been saying, it all seemed so clear. What I was unable to comprehend before was revealed in a new light. To our kind, freedom was just an idea. But once that idea became reality, the darkness of the world would be cast out by the shine of a star. My hope and determination to make this dream a reality only grew with the passing of the years. Through the dying of her light was born a new star within me. I promised myself that day that her dream of freedom would not be shielded by the cruel whip of death. I knew then that I had to stop this. My light had to carry on and kill the darkness of the world. Her dream of freedom was not going to die with her, but live on in me. As the years passed, I finally escaped that place just after the fall of Gettysburg. My only guides up to the north were a compass I stole from Master John and the comfort of the stars above me at night. I fought my hardest through those times, for hope, for freedom, for a dream. I remember the joy that overwhelmed me when I crossed the border, separating the North from the South. I became a free woman that day, and my hope for a better life had never felt closer. I looked up at the stars in sheer happiness, yelling at the top of my lungs for all to hear that I was free at last. And almost as if my mama heard me, a single star started falling from the heavens. It flew through the sky. Its light trailed behind it. I saw it through a new light, the victory of my mama's hope, her dream of freedom soaring through the sky, announcing to the heavens that her thoughts could not be silenced. Her dream lived on in the stars and became a reality, a cold, dark world brightened by her light of a free people.